How you doing, you beautiful soul, and welcome back to another episode of Supermarket Simulator. If my voice sounds a little different, it's because it is. So I recorded this episode, and somehow in my properties, my microphone was changed back to default, which there's nothing in there. And so the entire episode was recorded and I'm mute. So I'm gonna do my best to do a little voiceover. I'm gonna cut out a lot of this stuff because I honestly don't remember what the heck I was saying. And so there's that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over mods. I've actually loaded up some mods and I'm gonna go ahead and display them right here. Now these mods, they're quality of life mods. They're not cheating mods. We're not gonna get extra cash or I magically have $20,000 in our bank account. We're still going to keep the series very, very clean and honest. But these mods are quality of life mods. And one of the first mods I'll show you is the ability for us to see the quantity that's in our store as well as in our storage room. So the first number is what's in our store. The second number is what's in our storage unit. Everything that's orange is under 20 and everything that's red is 10 and under. So we don't have to look into our actual storage units in order to see what we're missing. And I can easily order stuff from here. The other mod is we've maxed the amount of quantities that we can order. It's no longer 10. We can order more than 10, which is really, really good because we won't be handcuffed into just ordering 10 per day and making making 3 to 4 orders a day. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the store. The goal is going to be to get to as high as dollar amount as possible because I want to upgrade the wall inside the store. And I believe that's 6,700 or maybe a little bit half of that, maybe a little more than half of that that's needed. But that is the goal from this episode and the 3 days that we'll have in the episode. Now, another option for a mod is to have the stocking employees grab boxes from the outside. Now, that's kind of tricky though, because when I'm out of room, I'm able to place those boxes outside of the storage area. And I don't think they have the intelligence to do that. So I'm kind of glad that mod didn't work. I did download it, but I don't think I downloaded it correctly. So that's probably a good thing. But for now, we are just going to hustle and try to get our monies so that we can start upgrading. As I stated in the previous episode, I want to upgrade our license as well as the store growth. I think I'm trying to show you that here with the amount of money that we need to upgrade it. And my goal was to upgrade it in this specific episode. All right. And then right here, I'm trying to see what extra fixtures I have for the store. I thought I had another refrigerator to get the new items in, but I didn't. So I think I go in here and check how much it is and how much the shelves are, because we're going to need another shelf. We're going to need another shelf to put up the new stuff. All right, and now we're just kind of seeing the levels before I make orders. I need to keep the floor clean so that we can order the correct amounts. It's kind of what I'm going over here. As you can see, we have 4 of the French fries and they're full, and then I have one up front that the machine won't count. And so I gotta be cleaner about that. So I think we end the day here, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe not yet. Just kind of showing you. I'm trying to show you where I would put the new shelves and the new refrigerator. All right, and here are the total amounts for the day one. We've got 52 customers, about $2,600 in income. Not a lot. I did download that mod that would get more customers into the store. I don't think it worked because these numbers look very similar to previous days without the mod. So the joke is on us. The mod did not work. It only worked. The only one I think that truly worked in this episode was the one that allows me to see the items that I can, the items that are in stock and the items that I have in my storage. And so right here, we're just changing prices. I think we got a couple items that changed prices. One of them was the pasta. Another one, I think, was the water or the milk. It dropped the whole dollar, I think. And then we go back to check because I forgot what the third item was. And I think it's peanut butter. I'm not sure. Oh, and that's my big order that we maximized. There you see the red numbers. Those are numbers. When it's red, it means you better pay attention to it. Again, it's a little bit not tricky, but you gotta now clean up your floor a lot better because if you have boxes that are not accounted for, this system won't obviously recognize them. And so the days of putting boxes on the floor because we're out of room, they're not behind us, but I have to be more clean about it. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep ordering something extra that I don't need, which it happens with that blue bag flour. I don't have room for it, and so I have like 3 or 4 boxes that the system's not counting. And so every time I look at it, I feel it tells me that I'm short, and I forget. See, here they are, and I forget that those boxes are actually in the inventory room. They're just not accounted for. So I'm gonna go ahead and do another little montage here because all I do is bring in the boxes. I don't even think I say much, to be honest with you, because I got to bring all these in. So at this point of the day, I'm starting to notice that people are complaining that the registers are full. So I start talking about possibly hiring that third register and what the benefits are of that versus the drawbacks. Obviously, the drawbacks is less space in the store. But I go into the computer and I just want to make sure that I show you guys that we are able to hire the third cashier. But we choose not to, only because it's the first day with the mod and trying to see if it's going to stay consistently at the previous customer number or if it's going to gradually increase. One of the things that I got frustrated with the progress is that we've played the game. It's been 21 episodes. I don't know how many days. Well, 21 times 3 is like 60 something days, right? And we're still, getting 40 to 45 customers per door swing. And we have close to 48 items to sell. So it's not even a customer per item that we have available for sale. So that's one of the things that I do cover here in this episode is how the game kind of doesn't match with the flow of how well we're doing. And the money isn't either. Like we have $956 and yet our store is clean. Our store looks good. Everything's stocked up. Our levels are good, and we're just not making enough money to make progress, the progress that I want in order for us to start getting more licenses and things like that. So right here, this is what what I was telling you guys earlier is those blue powder boxes. I did too many of them. I ordered too many of them because I forgot that I had more on the floor and they weren't accounted for. So this system right here works. The one I currently have on display, it works. However, we have to clean up the floor. I have to try to avoid putting boxes in places where they're not going to be counted. So we closed the day out with 49 customers, about $3,000 in income, which is a lot higher than the day before, which is really good. That is obviously promising. Our profit obviously is not there because we upgraded our walls. We finally did that in this episode. That's why I'm kind of bummed out that you guys can't hear the audio because I went over all that in detail and there's no way to get the audio back. I have to do this kind of voiceover for now, but you see the walls are gone and I actually didn't organize um, the shelves back against the wall. I know eventually I do it here in the episode, but I don't do it yet. I'm still changing prices from the previous day because I don't want to get dinked with the whole customer complaining about the pricing not being up to par. But there I'm looking at how much it's going to cost us for us to get the next product license, which will probably happen. Actually, it happens at the end of this episode. I thought it wasn't going to happen until the next one, but it does happen at the end of this episode. However, I do it once we're closed, so it doesn't get in the way of the customers coming in and asking for products that are not up and priced yet. So very shortly, I'm going to purchase another shelf and I'm going to adjust our store, the layout, so that we can fit that new shelf in there. All right. And we got to pay them bills. So we have 2 days worth of bills that I had to pay. And this is what I was telling you earlier. I go and I start adjusting the shelf so that we can get ready for the new product that comes in. The wall is no longer there. Got to make sure we always turn on them lights. I did place that shelf right there. I know it looks a little weird, but eventually it's gonna look a lot better. So getting these shelves down, trying to line them up as clean as possible. I think I messed up here. That one should have gone before the previous one, but I fixed that later on because I didn't catch it till after a little bit. Now, unfortunately, the placement on these is not perfect. It's the little obviously you got to keep everything outside of the white chalk area, and that's why it kind of limits your space. There is another mod that is it's gonna be something that we might look into because it's gonna extend our storage area. The space that we have for storage. I know I talked about this before. Because of the amount of products that we're supposed to have, in upcoming levels, I don't think that storage room supports all the new product that's going to come in. So I kind of read into a mod that makes your storage bigger, which is exciting because we're going to need one. That little storage room that we have right now, it's not going to support the incoming items that we need to purchase. So there it is. I'm all done. I finished kind of decorating the store, sort of. And I think this is where I ordered the new shelf, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is it. So I pick it up, we tender it out, don't care about the $4 charge. And then I drag it out and we place it down. So this right here, this is where the new item's going to come in the next day. And I talk about keeping all the cleaning materials still in the same area. Just kind of trying to stay organized, make it look like a real store. You're not going to have the detergent, right next to the pasta. I mean, you shouldn't, right? If you go walk in the aisle, all the cleaning stuff is in one aisle, all the canned stuff is in another aisle. And so we're trying to keep it somewhat organized. So I do have all the food from one side to the other side, and then the next item is a cleaning item, but then after that it's all cleaning. So it's still a little bit separated. Here again, I'm talking about, make sure I'm keeping these boxes filled up. So there's a pasta on the floor, right? That one on the left hand side, I need to pick that up and put it behind so that it's being accounted for. Right now, right there, I notice I ran out of tea. and other stuff that I need to order. And I do get on the register, not on the register, on the terminal, and start ordering this stuff. So because we need it, and even though we're low on money, we need to get it. So right here, we tender our big order. I'm able to do that stuff now, even though the store's open. The stockers do a good job of placing stuff where it goes. Customers are being rung up, so I don't need to be the labor guy anymore, which is kind of nice. I get to check to see, make sure everything is well stocked, and so far it is. This is kind of what I'm doing here, is making sure that the stockers are not slacking off, right? And I'm still looking at levels and what I can do to make my storage better. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. I should have caught that earlier and I didn't. Now all those 4 boxes are being accounted for. These blue boxes right here that are out are not, and that's what I'm going over there. That's what I'm going over right there, is the fact that we can't have that as an option anymore. We can't just leave boxes out. And go ahead, I click on that big order. It's huge. Look at all these boxes. So again, a mod that's kind of an option, but I'm a little bit skeptical about, is having the employees help me bring this in. But I'm afraid that if there is no room, and I think somewhere here, I can show you that. No, not with the Sprite. The Sprite goes in nice and neat. But right here, the fries. So the fries, if you notice, there's room for 4 boxes. 4 boxes went in, but I still have one on the floor. When I looked at the computer didn't recognize the one on the floor, and that's why I ordered more fries boxes because of that. So that's kind of how I have to do. I have to do a better job of keeping the floor clean from boxes, so that the terminal actually recognizes the true amount. And so here, I'll just go ahead and speed this up because all I do is put stuff away. All right, sweet cheeks. Here I come out and I realize the lines are long and people are complaining that there aren't enough registers. So what do? I grab a refrigerator and then I'm like, that's the wrong one. And then we grab a register and I just place it. I don't care what angle's at, and I go to work. And it's funny because every transaction that I get here, I think all of them except for one is all credit card, which I kind of talk about how, nowadays nobody carries cash, and it's kind of cool that it's the night shit. Like, it's all closing time, and sometimes stores will open a register to help out people, but they'll say, credit card only, meaning, hey, we've already counted all the cash. We don't need to recount the cash at the store. So we'll help you as long as you're only paying with either a debit or credit card. And that's kind of what it felt like. Like right here, it felt like real life me opening up a register, helping with the line and just saying credit card only, because all the transactions were credit card. I just thought it was funny that that's the way that worked out. Kind of sad that the audio's gone, because I don't know, it felt a little more natural when I was doing it in the store than how I'm doing it now with the voiceover. So yeah, we help these customers out. We get them out of the store, and then obviously we need to go over the end of day numbers, and I'll show you those very shortly. All right, so now we're good to purchase our license, which is what we do. We have plenty of money for it. I was a little bit hesitant on it because it's going to leave us with a small amount of money to purchase the new items. But I talk about how we can't see those new items until until we actually purchase the license. So here I'm going over some of the prices. Some of these are very high. I think there's one it's like $260 for a box. And so in order to get them all in there with the low amount of money that we have, is going to be an issue. And it's important that you do it, because if we don't have at least one of each when we open in the morning, people are going to complain because I already bought the license. Once you buy the license in your terminal, customers are programmed to know that you're supposed to have that item. Again, there's no penalty for not having it, but that red number doesn't look good to me when I hit the end of day screen, and it just goes to show you that you're not being responsible with your store and how you're ordering. So I know it's a game, but it's a simulator game. We're simulating real life. So treat it like real life, right? Why not? All right. So finally get back out to the store, and I'm trying to adjust all these displays, move them around so that we can fit the new fridge that we purchased, so that we can fit the new items. Some of them are refrigerated, so we need to make sure we have plenty of room. And right here, I'm kind of snapping stuff as best I can. This doesn't go all the way to the wall, which is kind of a bummer. And so we got to kind of bring it out a little bit, and that's going to stop us from putting all three of them on this side of the wall. You'll see right now, because the door is going to get in the way of us putting this other uh, two 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 row fridge down. It's in the way. And then I thought about bringing it out a little more, but I wasn't going to be happy with that. So kind of got a little big brain, not big brain, it's common sense. I'm like, okay, it doesn't fit here. How about we move that, move that? And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to box this up. We're going to move this dude a little bit to the right. He won't mind. Junior doesn't mind where I put him. He's just a gamer. Wherever I put him, he works. And then we'll put that little one right there. And then we open this big one up. And this right here is going to be the refrigerator for our new products. And so I'm still trying to keep the inventory from newest to oldest, from left to right, keeping that same pattern as much as I can. I know it'll get crazy. And then right here, I realized I left two boxes outside. Don't know how that happened, but I did. And so we pick them up. And another thing I just noticed right now is I never hit enter for end of day. I said goodbye, and then I stopped recording, and I didn't hit enter, so I can't show you how we did. But I think when I come back in the next day, we should be able to see that number, and I'll show it to you guys. But this is where I say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Can't wait to see you again. Please take care of yourselves, and don't forget, make good choices. Take care, guys.